Hi everyone, Ed Griffin here, and I'm happy to announce that I finally got my act together and decided what my topic is going to be at the upcoming Red Pill Expo. So I know I'm the last one in the whole list of speakers to come forth and to say what it is I'm going to talk about, other than to say I'm going to talk about 60 minutes. But as far as topic is concerned, I didn't know what on earth I could contribute or how I could limit it down to a mere 60 minutes because there are so many things going on that deserve commentary and analysis. But anyway, I finally came up with it this morning, and so I'm here to tell you what I'm going to tell you. The old story, when you go to public speaking classes, they tell you the first thing is that when you stand before an audience, first you tell them what you're going to tell them. Then you tell them. And then when you're all done, you tell them what you told them. So here's what I'm going to do is tell you what I'm going to tell you at Tulsa, Oklahoma in just a couple of weeks from now. Now, the actual title of my presentation is The Art of War Revisited. Okay? That probably is a clue to all of you who know about Sun Tzu, who is the famous ancient Chinese philosopher and military strategist who lived and wrote his memoirs and his little books back in the 6th century BC. So he's an old timer, even older than I am. And he wrote this little book called The Art of War. And that little book, I'm told, is studied in all of the war colleges in every country, every major country especially, in the world. And all military strategists know all about Sun Tzu. And it's a great read, by the way. It's not a big book, but if you can get hold of a copy, I urge you to do so. And his book is called The Art of War. So my title, as I said, is The Art of War Revisited. Because what I'm going to do is take you back in time, or let's say forward in time, quite a bit from the 6th century BC, bring you all the way forward to today, and compare what he wrote with the strategies and the rules and so forth of warfare today, what we might call modern warfare or Psy-war. It's still warfare in every reality, but it has changed its character a little bit. So let's go back and revisit some of these rules that Sun Tzu wrote about in his original book, The Art of War. The theme of this talk, as I've already suggested, is not just warfare, but it's something like this. War, especially modern warfare, but all war is like a game of chess. Yes, it's like a game of chess. If you don't know the rules, you will lose. Let me repeat that. War is like a game of chess. If you don't know the rules, we will lose. And that is the reason I'm going to talk about this topic, is because I'm afraid that many of us in the freedom movement today do not know the rules of warfare. And that is why we are losing. Even though right now, it may seem to many people, oh, we're winning, we're winning. I wonder if they understood what Sun Tzu had written about back in 6th century BC. So when I finally get on stage, I'm going to break this whole thing down into 3 of the major rules, that's what he called them, the rules that Sun Tzu wrote about in his book. And here they are. The first one, Sun Tzu said, if we know ourselves and we know our enemy, we need not fear 100 battles. If we know our enemy, but not ourselves, for every victory, we will suffer a defeat. And if we know neither ourselves nor our enemy, we are a fool, and we will suffer defeat in every battle. Today I'm going to, when I get to Tulsa anyway, I'm going to take that topic and start with that. We have spent a lot of our time talking about knowing ourselves and knowing our enemy. What does that mean? We don't have time for that here, but it means basically understanding what we believe in, what our principles are. We know that our enemy has principles. He's written books about what he wants to do after he conquers us. And those of us who are defending our liberties don't have any principles, it seems like, except, well, we go by the Constitution. And then you ask them, well, what does that mean? Well, it's the Constitution. Well, what's so hot about the Constitution? Well, they don't know. They have no idea what's in the Constitution. They know about words and the 10 Amendments and the right to freedom of speech and so forth. Is that all the Constitution is about? What about the principles behind those rights? They have no idea. Our enemy has principles, and we just think that freedom is not being in jail. We have no idea what we believe in. We have to know what we believe in as well as what we oppose. Otherwise, we will lose. It's one of the rules of warfare. So I'm going to just sort of touch on that as a jumping off point when we get to Tulsa. And by the way, you don't have to be there in person. This whole thing will be broadcast live stream, and it's entirely free. So there's no excuse. You have to go and listen to me yak about this, and I hope you do because I think it's really important. And so rule number 2 is that all warfare is based on deception. Now that's pretty simple sounding, but you have to think about it. When we realize, really internalize the fact that all warfare, and we're definitely in a war, total war right now, is based on deception, then why is it that so many of us are so willing to believe everything we hear? Everything they say to us, oh, it must be true. Listen, it's in the newspaper, or it's on the television, or the guy I voted for said it so. We can't even imagine that somebody is lying to us, when actually that's one of the primary principles of warfare. And brother, we are in this war right now, and we have to wake up and figure out what is truth and what is not truth, and be willing to look it in the face and stare it down. And of course, the last principle is that supreme excellence in warfare, he wrote, supreme excellence in warfare is to defeat your enemy without having to engage him in battle. Now think about that one for a little bit. How do you convince your enemy to surrender without a battle? Well, you can do so simply by convincing him that he can't win. The modern language for that would come from probably one of these Star Trek movies, resistance is futile. Many people are being led to believe that it's too late. Things have gone too far. And our enemy is revealing the truth for the first time in a long time. We have to get used to the idea that our enemy now wants us to know how far he has embedded himself into our lives and into our superstructures. He wants us to know that now. He's not hiding it anymore. And we think because he's out there talking about how bad things are, he must be a good guy. Maybe he wants us to know so that we'll think, oh my gosh, it's all over. We don't stand a chance. Well, they're everywhere. You see, strategies of warfare, as in chess, are extremely important. And as I said earlier, if you don't know the rules, we're going to lose. Well, that's what I'll be talking about. I hope you come to the event, and I'll see you there.
Tired of the blue pill and its fake reality? Take the red pill and learn the truth about COVID, climate change, and numerous other media lies. At Red Pill Expo, July 12th and 13th, 2025. Experts from around the world will share their research to let you in on what's really going on behind the scenes of the globalists' efforts to control your mind and your lives. The Expo will be live streamed, and you can attend for free in the comfort of your home. Simply visit redpillexpo.org and register for your free live stream ticket. Or buy a ticket to attend in person in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the Renaissance Tulsa Hotel and Convention Center. Mark your calendar and make your plans today to live stream Red Pill Expo 2025. Get more details and reserve your ticket at redpillexpo.org.